Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and I have another locals gameplay video. This is from the final round of Swiss at my locals at Cool Comics and Games. I am on the right playing Beelstar, and my friend and roommate Megan is on the left playing Security Control. So this is the final round before Top Cut, going into Top Cut. So this was the undefeated table for that. I opened up with Gazimon playing the Systemon Blanc to drop a 7-cost and draw 2, and she opens up Double Tamers, evolving to the Salmon in the back. I go into the Aswan Scatter mode and just start swinging and just applying as much pressure as I can. She then swings, draws a card with the Inheritable, and does die to the recovery. Die to get the recovery. Sorry, I sped this up quite a bit because it was quite the long game, as you can imagine, between Beelstar and Security Control. So here, really the plan with Beelstar is to put down as much aggression as possible, and just try to make smart trades, good 2-for-1s when I can, which is honestly what the Security Control deck is also going to be trying to do. So here, she swings with the Magnet, it dies, and she brings it back with Hell Scythe. Is very strong. Plays another Hell Scythe to get the Salmon, and I do just go for the Death X-Mon. Relatively cheap, just so she doesn't get the recovery off that. Here we're thinking for a moment. She does end up evolving to a Fawny, drawing and recovering. Swings, hits the Gazimon. We do see the recovery come down. I do swing over the Ophanimon. She does get back the Salmon with the Ophanimon effect. I do Nailbone again, just trying to get as much pressure as possible. So I do have now the Gazimon and the Aswan Scatter mode. Ready to just swing in as much as I could. She just ends up swinging, even though she won't recover, just to push aggression on her side. She does have a bit of a more aggressive Security Control build. Just likes to swing and recover, and wipe board when possible. We do see the Venusmon come down. It does die to the Death X, but its effect will linger with that Security minus on all of my Digimon for the turn, which is a rough one. And I will just evolve into a blocker. I believe that's Vilemon over there. Perhaps a Dobermon. It is the Vilemon, okay. And she does Schwartz just to clear board and just clear everything but the Death X, and I do draw a ton of cards off all of my Inheritables. We do die to the Wyvern's Breath. I'm counting up what's in Security. Here we do Nailbone. For free, getting back the Beelstar in a rush. Or I'm sorry, getting back the Gazi in a rush from Beelstar. Which we're going to do again. We then kill off the Ginkakumon. Using another Beelstar, so we with Rush. Using another Beelstar from the Calling from Darkness, swinging with Rush. Hitting her with 2 Security. Passing with Gazimon. So here, just really forcing her to have something to clear board. She does recover 1. We're drawing. I'll leave that in the back just in case I do end up dying to Security, which luckily I don't, so I do take that game 1. So yeah, once Beelstar gets into the late game, you are dropping them for free and just getting a ton of value, and kind of goes back to what I was saying about being smart with your trades. Up until then, just hoping the Security doesn't really stop you when you go for that push for game, but trying to chip away as much as you can and keep that pressure on. I mean, honestly, in a lot of matchups with Beelstar, you're just trying to keep that pressure on and push them into You either win by rushing them early, or you end up in late game where your cards just have insane value because you're dropping them for so cheap. So here as game 2 begins, I am making trades into security. I end up just passing. She plays a Tamer down, has a Salmon and raising. I do believe she just ends up passing here as well. Then I do end up passing back. She does play the Angel Woman. I just swing for some early aggression. She'll use her Kari, and I will just fly bullet to kill the Angel Woman. She'll go back up to 4 with the Salmon. Then decide whether or not to play Holy Wave. She flashed it for a second, but took it back. A-okay, we are locals. She does just pass. Or she was going to play it, but saw that she did not have a yellow. I apologize. So here I'm building that board just to put more pressure on. She does Hell Scythe. Security minusing the Gabumon. We do go into that Ogremon to try and get a cheeky security plus, but do hit that Schwartz-Lahertz. Schwartz is such a fantastic removal card as a 2 of, or any number of really, in security control. Just kill a level 5 for every Tamer. Level 5 or lower, I should say. Here, more value off that Angel Woman. Just hitting the Eismon. We do see the Salmon swing into a memory boost. It doesn't die. Then a calling comes down to recover and just get back the Death X. Mostly to recover, of course, and then we're going to see the turn get passed by evolving to Ophani. Here I do start swinging right into a Schwartz, so I'm going to resolve 2 scatter mode effects, drawing and discarding. Just trying to fill up that trash as much as I can. Again, to get to that parity point where Beelstar is just so free. I do drop a Death X just for value. De-digivolves the Ophanimon, so it stops that recovery, or not the recovery, the tempo up play later for when it dies. It would get one back, and just kind of eliminates something that might survive security a couple checks. She does respond to the Wyvern's Breath, just taking it out. And then I do start to do the little Dracmon loop, or at least establish it to where I can start getting back calling and Beelstar over and over again. You hit a Beelstar in security. Here, I do have board advantage, but security control doing a fantastic job just kind of controlling the flow of the game. Even though I have board advantage, it's very easily answerable with a lot of the options. As you can see, we've already gone like to a point where we both have one Digimon and hers is much higher value than mine. But I am going to start doing the calling loops, try and swing out as much as I can. We're going to see that Death Claw just to kill the rush thing to get it back. We're going to drop another Dragmon to get that calling back, trying to establish a really good board next turn. Here the Salmon's going to swing, end up dying and recovering. Then a Death X or a Schwartz would just be back breaking right here on her end. She's just sitting here thinking what to do. A lot of options, a lot of thinking, a lot of plays that can be made, of course. Just end up swinging, hitting that fly bullet, and just dropping that Death X. So in a rough spot here. Swinging with it does just pass the turn because of the Karis. And then here I just don't have a great play. So she does win game 2. We are shuffling up and going into game 3. So again, security control just looks to make good trades throughout the game, which also is what Beelstar is trying to do. I know I sound like a broken record here, but this matchup is very nuanced and interesting, more so than people might think. But it does kind of come down to, I mean, Beelstar doesn't mind if it dies to security. Its trash is also part of its resources, which is the big advantage in this matchup. I do think Beelstar is generally favored into security control, at least most builds. But security control just always has that hidden factor that is the security pile. She does decide to just go into the Eismon, kind of making the decision whether we let me get a check out of it or just give me the cards right away. Ultimately, she decides that it's better off to just give me the cards now and deal with the answers early than a late game where the parity might be higher. You see that swing with the Magna Angemon just surviving, which is great. Grabbing that Palmon out of security with the TK. Hitting the Holy Wave and then the Chaos Degen from that Ogremon. Putting the Blanc on top. Ogremon did hit the 2 checks, which was pretty good. We're going to see Beelstar play the Nailbone, just grabbing back Psychmon and Eismon. We're going to see the Degen hit the Beelstar, of course, which is what you want to do as a security control player. You want to put the Beelstars at the bottom of security, because there's no way for the Beelstar player to interact with the security stack, except for when it goes to trash. So putting them at the bottom means that they're effectively gone for most of the game. See this back and forth of security. Beelstar has no recovery, so it is just chipping away and watching the recovery build back up. And while security control just takes its shots at you trying to get there. Helseth does come down. Just great plays coming from security control here. Do go to the Doberman and swing. Grabbing back the Ogremon. I'm very low on cards. Degen does kill it. Here I am at a really good point. Don't get the Psychmon yet, because that would stop me from playing my own Beelstar cheap. I do here go to Death X, and then I realize, oh wait, I have Psychmon out, so I can't play the Death X, which is a big bummer. I should have not played the Psychmon. May have cost me the ability to win the game there on the following turn. I did want to protect myself from her Death X mons, which is why I played the Psychmon at the end of my chain, but I definitely tunnel visioned a little into not realizing how much it would be a burden on me, because Death X mon would have been amazing into her board here, because here she is going to survive, I believe, both checks. I think it's Ogremon and another thing that she degen'd. or even just one is enough to really be an issue, if I'm being honest. See the Hell Scythe, security minus on one of the Beelstars. I think here the security minus on the Psychomon would have been a little bit better, but here I cannot play a Beelstar. I don't have a level 5 to evolve, or level 4 to evolve over the Psychomon in order to play the Death X cheap, which would have been great, giving me an extra turn. I do swing over 1 to try and protect myself a little bit, but if she has any answers, it is spelling out bad news bears. For what it's worth, at this point we are in time, and that was my final turn, and this is now her final turn, in which she's trying to think of a way to win. As you can see, I have no cards in deck, she has no cards in security, and it's going to end with no cards in security, and we draw. So we end up going into finals as first and second place and play out the top 8, which we didn't have footage for this match, but we did end up in the finals where she took the game and won the box. So congrats to her, and thank you all for watching and your continued support. Like, comment, and subscribe for more pretty regular gameplay videos, hopefully becoming more regular, and join the Discord to play in our weekly events and win some cool prizes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. This is Tyler with GFG. Goodbye.